Hello, you nerds. This is a giant robot. But he's not like any giant robot that rampages around town and shoots lasers like a maniac. He's a giant robot with human emotions, like the rest of us. And not only that, he is also Superman.
I'm Superman.
But how does one become Superman? And what for? Introducing The Iron Giant, a beautifully animated film about two things. A boy befriending a giant robot while keeping him a secret, and a giant robot learning to become an amazing hero. With one question the director Brad Bird had in mind: what if a gun had a soul, and didn't want to be a gun? The idea for the film originated from when he was dealing with the loss of his sister to gun violence, while drawing inspiration from a novel written by Ted Hughes called The Iron Man. Not to be confused with Iron Man, and that would relate to the film's theme of having the free will to choose who you choose to be, as told by Dean.
They don't decide who you are, you do. You are who you choose to be.
Despite the box office being a massive flop, which I honestly think the film should have succeeded, I think we can all agree that The Iron Giant is considered a timeless classic, mainly for its fantastic storytelling and theme. It also has fantastic animation, music, and a great casting choice. But in this video, I'm mostly going to be talking about the giant himself. And if you're a type of person who thinks that The Iron Giant is just a stupid kids movie, well then you're fucking stupid.
Pow! Ha ha! You are stupid! Not a big surprise.
Because this is the story of how the Iron Giant learned to choose his own path in life and became a hero. No wait, sorry, I mean Superman. Also, this is a great chance for you to watch this movie if you haven't already. It's generally one of the greatest films of all time. Wish I could have watched it when Ready Player One came out. And it would be cool if you could subscribe to my channel. That would be great. When the giant crash lands on Earth, at first glance, you may see him as a gigantic, menacing threat in a gigantic storm. But it turns out he's just a lost, confused, innocent child who lost his memories, which you can tell by the dent on his head. A boy named Hogarth was scared of him at first, after seeing him being electrocuted trying to eat metal, but with empathy, he decides to save the giant anyway. Knowing that the giant isn't a threat, they start to bond, teaching him about life on Earth.
That's right!
And even comparing him to the likes of Superman.
You're a good guy. Like Superman.
I like to think that the comparison to Superman makes it clear that the giant is meant to be a hero, even though he's a giant robot and not a human, and the only character to be animated in 3D. The giant discovers more about life when he and Hogarth comes across a deer. Just look at how beautiful the deer is, along with the perfect camera shot, the perfect autumn environment, and that light shining on the deer, which captures the beauty of life. Until it gets shot. It is at this moment that the giant learns about the concept of death, how guns kill and how bad it is to kill, but not bad to die.
Things die. It's part of life. It's bad to kill, but it's not bad to die. And souls don't die.
Interestingly enough, there is a deleted scene where the giant is having a dream sequence and is shown to be destroying a civilization on another planet alongside the other giants. It turns out the giant was originally created to be a weapon of mass destruction, so it could be possible that the giant was sent to Earth to destroy life and everything on its path, but because he lost his memories, he learns that he does not have to be a weapon of mass destruction. Instead, he wants to be a hero. Of course, he was programmed to defend himself from any weapon. Yes, even a toy gun.
Get back!
I'm not done.
Yeah? What's that, huh? You almost did that to Hogarth!
The thought of how people would perceive him makes him question whether he is worthy of becoming a hero or not. After all, the film takes place during the Cold War, which you can tell by the Russian Sputnik floating around Earth. A time period when everyone is paranoid about foreign enemies invading the United States, and one who is capable of inducing fear in people's mind is Kent Mansley, who is hell-bent on destroying the giant out of fear that it might take over the United States.
All I know is we didn't build it, and that's reason enough to assume the worst and blow it to kingdom come.
So how can the giant become the hero he wants to be? Well, he saves the two boys who are crying for help. Honestly, the giant could have just kept walking away if he wanted to, but deep down, He knows that even if people perceive him as a threat, he still wants to do the right thing. It's even nice when he reassures Hogarth that he is not a weapon of mass destruction.
I am not a gun.
And so, the giant has won over the town of Rockwell, and the town sees him not as a threat, but as a friend, a hero. Unfortunately, the military says otherwise. Especially Kent Mansley of all people.
He says the monsters killed a kid. Sir, we must stop it at all costs.
When the military attacks him, he tries his best not to fight back, because he is trying to reject the idea of becoming a weapon of mass destruction. A major turning point in the film is when the giant mistakenly thinks Hogarth is dead. This forces the giant to retaliate. You can tell by his emotions that it becomes clear that the giant cannot bear the thought of Hogarth being dead, and he ends up becoming a weapon he was supposedly created for. I personally love how the sound design fits so well with the giant's weapons, and the way the giant looks like an actual war machine perfectly shows how terrifying the giant is. It seems like nothing can stop an angry giant robot from rampaging around town. Even Kent Mansley is crazy enough to consider dropping a nuclear bomb.
Not everything, General. The bomb.
You scare me, Mansley.
Until Hogarth regains consciousness and is able to save the giant by reiterating what Dean taught him.
It's bad to kill. Guns kill. And you don't have to be a gun. You are what you choose to be.
The giant reverts back to himself when he realized what he had done, reinforcing the theme of having the free will to choose who you choose to be. Seeing that the giant's now peaceful again, the military realized the full truth of the situation and was considering not dropping a bomb to prevent further escalation. Until Kent Mansley screws it all up and dropped a bomb anyway.
Launch the missile now!
Well, it seems like everyone is doomed to their inevitable death.
You mean we're all going to
Die, Mansley, for our country.
And it's all because Kent Mansley's paranoia got the best of him. Everyone, thank Kent Mansley for the fuck up.
Thanks, Kent Mansley.
You gotta love how the general is reasonable in this situation, compared to Kent Mansley being fucking selfish and ignorant. If Kent Mansley were the general in this situation, I think we all know how that would turn out. You know, when I watched The Iron Giant for the second time, it hit me hard. And when I watched it the third time, it hit me even harder. And it's the near end of the film where the giant tells Hogarth to stay when he decides to do the unthinkable.
You stay. I go. No following.
I'm pretty sure everyone who watched The Iron Giant has already said this, but I'm going to say it anyway. That scene where the giant selflessly sacrifices himself has got to be the most heartbreaking scene of all. And that, he finally became the hero he wanted to be, fulfilling his dream as a symbol of peace, not war and destruction. Everyone cheered for him. Even the general salutes to him, which, although small, I think it's a nice attention to detail. At the end of the day, who cares if the box office failed? This film is a fucking masterpiece for its amazing storytelling and theme. This is the film where we get to see the giant learn to become Superman. While it may be an old film from 1999, it is still beloved by many generations and future generations to come, including me. That is how the Iron Giant became Superman. That is all I have to say. Now would you excuse me? I'm gonna force some people to watch The Iron Giant.